Hey guys, at you with another What's Next. This is on Yordenis Ugas, former world title challenger, and he's currently my number 7 fighter in the 147-pound welterweight division, the best division in boxing. Ugas last fought in February when he stayed busy against little-known veteran Mike Dallas Jr., dominated him, 7th round TKO victory as he stays in line for something bigger. For a title shot or something he's hoping for. He's currently the WBA's #1 ranked contender. Hold on one second. He's a PBC fighter, and but hey guys, sorry, I'm about to sneeze right now. He's a PBC fighter, and but he's kind of considered the boogeyman in the PBC right now. He's got an awkward style. He is an orthodox fighter. He's right-handed, but he's got an awkward style. He's hard to hit cleanly, and he kind of moves in and out. He really frustrated Sean Porter in their title fight last year for the WBC title. Porter escaped with a split decision win, but there was a lot of people that felt Yordenis Ugas deserved the win in that fight. So he's still slugging away. I think there is a chance he could face regular champion Alexander Vesputin next. I don't think the WBA is going to mandate him to face Pacquiao, the super champion. But I think there's a chance he could face Vesputin. But let's take a run through the top 10 and see what could be next, or what's next for Yordenis Ugas. Excuse me. So let's start with number 1, a showdown with unified champ Errol Spence Jr. Ugas doesn't have that big of a name, and I think if Spence, by the time he comes back, it's probably going to be around a year layoff for him in between fights, and I don't think he wants to come back against and test, go against a guy like Ugas, who's just, he's going to be a full load, and he's a tough fighter, and he's crafty, so I don't see this one happening next. Then number 2 is number 2 in the welterweight division right now is undefeated WBO champion Terrence Crawford. Crawford, I wouldn't completely rule it out if Crawford can't get a bigger name. But see, we have I'm sorry guys, I'm drawing a blank. He needs a big name, and even though Ugas basically on a pound for pound level is in a better position right now, if he faces Kell Brook over, if one of the top names at welterweight don't want to fight him, that Kell Brook's a bigger name than Ugas. So that's probably what he's going to do. It's a more makeable fight. Top Rank doesn't have to work with ESPN, and I think, that's just how it works. And I would love to see him face a guy like Ugas, but I just don't think it's happening next. Number 3 is WBA super champion, the Pac-Man Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao's not going to consider Ugas, especially next, and the WBA is not going to mandate Pacquiao to face a guy like Ugas. Number 4, Keith One-Time Thurman. Thurman I don't think's interested in a guy on Ugas's level next. Thurman's going to be coming back sometime in the fall. It's going to be over a year layoff by the time he's back, and I don't think he wants to throw himself in there and risk it against a guy like Ugas. Number 5 is a rematch with Sean Porter. I wouldn't completely rule it out because Porter's a hog and he likes to fight, but I think Porter's smarter than this, and I think he knows that unless there's a title on the line, he should probably stay away from Ugas, unless it's all about pride, which, hey, Porter could do that, but he just has so many options, and I don't think he has to do that. So, I'd commend the hell out of Porter if he took on Ugas again and said, fuck it, but and Porter very well could be asked out of this whole equation of what's going to happen next. He could not get a big fight, but there are other bigger type names and more beatable names in the PBC at welterweight that Porter could fight, and I think he's just better off probably facing one of those guys because Ugas is just too high risk because he doesn't have a huge name. Number 6 is Danny Garcia. Danny's not going to face a guy like Ugas next. I think Danny, Danny's either big fight or title fight kind of deal. I don't think he's going to get asked out too much, and he's just like Porter in his position. It would be too risky for him to face a guy like Ugas next. Number 7 is Ugas. Number 8 is Mikey Garcia. Mikey's not going to face a guy like Ugas. He wants a big fight or a title fight next, and Ugas doesn't bring either one of those to the table, so not going to happen. Number 9 is Sergey Lipinets, former 140-pound champ. Lipinets is fighting for an interim title in the IBF next, so him and Ugas is not going to happen. And then the 3-way tie for 10th. We got Josecito Lopez. I wouldn't completely rule it out, but I don't. I think Lopez is probably going to be one of the guys that they feed to whoever gets asked out in the welterweight, picture. I think Lopez would probably get thrown against somebody like Sean Porter or something on that level. But again, I wouldn't completely rule it out if he's trying to move up the rankings and he wants to get back in there. And everybody, all the top names, the big names, have something going on. And then finally at number 9, finally tied for 10th is also a rematch with Thomas Delorme. Now, I don't think he'd rule this out at all, especially if Delorme becomes the interim champion, but I don't think Delorme is going to beat Jamal James. I don't see that happening. Jamal James and Delorme are likely going to fight next. Their fight got canceled due to the pandemic, so I don't see Delorme winning that fight, but if he does, I could see him facing Ugas again, and the WBA might mandate it, but I don't know if that's going to be what Ugas does next, because Ugas is going to want to fight somebody in the interim and not wait around for that, so I don't see it next. And then finally, Jesse Vargas. Vargas is a matchroom guy. It'd be a hard fight to make with the PBC. And Vargas is likely, in my opinion, going to move up to 154 again. So, yeah, I don't see this one. So, that's it. That's the top 10. What do I think Yordenis Ugas is going to do next? I think there's a good chance he worked the PBC and Top Rank come to terms for a mandatory fight with Alexander Besputin for the WBA regular title. Other than that, he's probably just going to have to stay busy and fight some nobody, another nobody and all that, because there's not a lot of guys signing up to face him. He is a tough task. So that's it, guys, for the What's Next on former world title challenger Yordenis Ugas, my number 7 welterweight in the world. I hope you enjoyed it. True boxing. You've been hit with the truth.